من مبادرة مستقبل الاستثمار في الرياض، قال الرئيس التنفيذي لشركة تيك توك في مقابلة مع الشرق إن الشركة ستنقل أحد مقراتها الإقليمية إلى الرياض في الربع الأول من العام المقبل، مشيرا إلى الفرص الواعدة في المملكة مع استخدام نحو 175 ألف شركة سعودية للمنصة لتعزيز أعمالها. نتابع.
This is my third time in the kingdom in just 2024, and every time I come, I feel the energy of this place. I see, change. I see, youth, vibrancy. I see, our business growing very quickly. It's very exciting to be here.
What about the opportunities? Where do you see the biggest opportunities, and are there any new collaborations that you have done here recently?
No, absolutely. TikTok is a place to inspire creativity and bring joy, and I think with the large young population here that's very tech savvy, that uses our product very regularly, there is a very important opportunity for us to capture the culture, the history, the arts of the youth here, and showcase this to the rest of the world. And for us, we'll be investing in a regional headquarters in the kingdom, and it will be live in Q1 next year, and we're very excited about it.
So you're moving your regional headquarters to Riyadh?
We are building a regional headquarters here, and it should be live by the first quarter of next year.
Why is the Saudi Arabia market important to you?
It's a very large market. Like I said again, it's a very youthful market. It is one that's very tech savvy. It is also a culture that's deeply rooted in history. The arts here, the music scene, the history scene, the sporting scene, the gaming scene is also taking off very quickly. And all this kind of content fits in very well with TikTok. So it's very important for us to make sure that we continue to invest and showcase everything the kingdom has to offer for the rest of the world.
With everything that's happening today in the world, always questions arise about data privacy, about security on TikTok. Will this always be an issue? Do you think it is an issue? How do you handle it?
I think trust earning in every country that we operate in will always be at the top of our priority. And some of the concerns that could be raised will involve concerns that you talked about on data, on content security. And our approach has always been to make sure that we understand these concerns and address them with fundamental technical solutions to address them. But beyond that, the platform has become one that is not only for dancing and singing and for younger people, which is great, by the way, because more and more people are joining the platform. It's become a platform that's deeply useful for education, for learning, for things like books, for things like culture. In fact, we are going to launch something called the STEM feed in the kingdom very soon. The STEM feed is a dedicated feed on TikTok where it will focus exclusively on science and math content. And we're working this in collaboration with Text to produce the content for this feed. So it's all very exciting for us.
So you're going to have a STEM feed?
That's right.
And you're targeting youth, men and women, for both genders?
It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody who's interested in science and math. So we launched this in the US about a year ago, and the users love it because you have all your science and math content in one place. In fact, I use it myself, and I use it to show my friends about the things that I learned. And we believe that together with KEX, we can provide a very useful educational experience on top of all the entertaining content that TikTok has in the kingdom.
So when you talk about that, I feel it with my kids. I feel they get a lot of information from TikTok. Being in this region, and you were talking about the community and the growth of this community, to what extent do you see also opportunities in TikTok for the community, creating jobs and growing here in the region?
Many businesses find it very useful to use TikTok to reach out to an audience, because the proposition that we bring is that if you have a good message, if you have a good product, it is very easy for you to use TikTok to get the message out. And that's the difference that we bring to the table. Today we have about 175,000 businesses in the kingdom who use our platform to help with their business, and it's a number that we look forward to growing to an even larger number in the future. In terms of local users, I was using the feed myself just since I've been here. And for example, there is a user called Abdullah Alawi who produces content on the local culture. So he was talking about the headscarf and the history behind it, the year of the wheat, the fishing net, and what that symbolizes for the culture. I found that very educational. I also saw, I think one of the soccer players here, Farah, she plays for Etihad, I believe. She was using the platform to share the sport, the love of the sport, football, and encouraging young women to use, to embrace the sport. And I find that just a fascinating use case, a very local one for our platform. So, businesses and culture and using community building, I think that's really the future of our platform in this country.
Do you think of, or would you have a vision for e-commerce growth here and globally? I mean, would you like to see TikTok moving more in the direction of e-commerce?
Our e-commerce experience is really sort of to make shopping very fun. It was an experience that our users asked us for, because they're looking at all this great content and they're like, why can't I just click on something and find out more, and if I like it, I can just purchase it.
Become a marketplace.
And just be able to do that transaction seamlessly. So we launched this in many countries around the world, and this market is one where we will be looking at this very seriously, and I believe that there's a future for this sort of fun e-commerce in the kingdom and in many other countries in the region.
You did mention the STEM feed that I find extremely interesting. Are there any other features or technical changes that could change the way that we use the app?
We try to innovate a lot. So if you use the app, and we talked about this before this interview, you use the app yourself.
Yes.
Keep looking out for it, because we will keep launching features that our users are asking for, and this is a process that will not stop for us. So the answer is yes, we will keep innovating and introducing new features in the region.
So I have to ask you one last thing before we finalize. You are here in the region. A lot of youth are using your app. They are there. They want to get bigger. They want to use it. I mean, they call themselves TikTokers, from like 5-year-olds to much older, everywhere. What would be the best advice you give them, whether when they use TikTok or other in life, as a leader in the community? What would you tell them?
The reality is I learn a lot from them when I use the app, and I'm learning about Gen Z, Gen Alpha lingo, for example. That's very interesting for me.
Yes.
My general advice is TikTok is a place for authenticity. The content that really goes viral. If you look at the top 10 videos produced in any country on TikTok every year, it's always going to be authentic. It's always going to be fun. It's going to be joyful. It's creative. So I would say, stick to that. Be yourself. Be authentic, and that's usually what resonates with the user base.